right now on 5 on your side at 10.
Warm and breezy tomorrow. Who may see a morning storm? I'll time out the rain chances.
RSV vaccine roadblock. Tonight, the I-Team uncovers why some with a prescription cannot find a dose. First tonight, Israel intensifying its retaliation against Hamas. The death toll is rising, including the number of Americans.
There's so many people dying, and this truly is like another 9/11.
This as a West County teen studying abroad tries to flee the war-torn country.
Tonight, the fighting between Israel and Hamas is entering its 5th day. Thank you for joining us. I'm Ann Allred.
And I'm Mike Bush. The war has already claimed at least 1,900 lives on both sides. That includes 14 Americans. 20 or more are missing tonight. It's now 6 a.m. Wednesday morning in Gaza City, where the skies have been filled with rockets and many neighborhoods have been reduced to rubble. The Gaza Strip has endured 4 days of a bombardment of Israeli airstrikes in retaliation to Saturday's surprise attack by Hamas militants. Tonight, Hamas leaders continue to fire rockets into Israel and hold civilians hostage in Gaza, including Americans. Today, President Biden addressed the nation, condemning the militant group.
This is an act of sheer evil. We must be crystal clear. We stand with Israel. There's no justification for terrorism. There's no excuse.
Warships and fighter jets are moving into the region, but full-scale U.S. support needs congressional approval, and that's on hold until a new House Speaker is chosen.
A St. Louis teenager is in Israel right now studying abroad, and at this very moment, she is packed up. She is starting her journey to safety. She's trying to get to the airport and fly to Europe after a heartbreaking and horrifying 4 days in a war zone. Panicked footsteps racing to a bomb shelter.
The sirens were going off, and we heard that we were being bombed.
A sprint St. Louis and Katie Wallace would take over and over again when Hamas attacked Israel on Saturday.
We returned to the bomb shelter like 7 other times that day. So we were under heavy fire from Gaza.
From a dorm room, the Parkway West senior explains she's studying abroad in Israel for the semester. Now, grief and death fill her Israeli school.
All my teachers have lost really close friends, and they don't know the whereabouts of other friends and family.
Some staff left immediately. Reservists called up to fight.
We hear constantly like the Iron Dome intercepting missiles. We see the warnings all throughout Israel on like an app we have. We literally feel the ground shaking.
And the 17-year-old says hate from her hometown of St. Louis has reached her via social media.
The hatred I'm already facing from home. I've been threatened by some of my classmates physically. I already spoke on the phone with my principal because I was so concerned about these threats that I'm already facing.
But just hours ago, Katie's school broke out in song to stay strong, singing Israel's national anthem. Mustering courage for their journey home, the once happy teenagers plan to board flights to Europe late Tuesday night and escape what has become a war zone. 2 other students from St. Louis who attend the same school will also be flying to Europe tonight. The principal at Parkway West said he did speak with Katie. He's looking into the threats. The Parkway superintendent sent an email to all families in the district today, asking students to be sensitive, kind, and respectful to peers who may be impacted.
Numerous rallies formed across the U.S. tonight, both in support of Israel and Palestine. The demonstrations show the far-reaching ramifications of the conflict. The war in the Middle East has once again sparked security concerns among Jewish communities nationwide and here in St. Louis. Our Robert Townsend spent the day looking into that part of the story. Robert.
Mike, of course, the FBI cannot lay out any specific security measures for us as it watches the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Right now, FBI officials tell me they're not aware of any local threats tied to the war. According to the Anti-Defamation League, ever since Israel declared war on the Gaza Strip after an unprecedented attack by Hamas militants Saturday, the Jewish community in the United States has been on heightened alert. so has the FBI.
The important thing to note right now is there is really no credible threat information related to our community.
The Anti-Defamation League reports during the 2 weeks of military conflict between Israel and Hamas in May of 2021, anti-Semitic incidents in the U.S. increased by 75% compared to the 2 weeks before the fighting broke out. Statistics the FBI is well aware of as this latest war rages on.
Our federal partners, state and local partners, we're obviously monitoring the situation very closely. If that changes, we will certainly communicate that information as soon as we get it.
Currently, St. Louis police are still investigating a report of anti-Semitic graffiti found on a sidewalk, a truck, and a sign at Christie Park in South City on Monday.
We are aware of that incident. If there's something that's out of the ordinary to you in your community, your business, your neighborhood, we ask that you call us.
Currently, there are about 60,000 Jewish people living right here in St. Louis and at least 25 congregations.
And you can also read the latest on the Israel-Hamas war on KSDK.com. For a link to our stories, just text the word Israel to 314-425-5355. Well, a cool night across St. Louis, but not as cold as the last few nights.
Warmer air is bringing a chance of morning storms, and Weather First meteorologist Jim Castillo is in for Scott tonight, tracking who may see rain and thunder as they head out the door tomorrow. Jim.
Yeah, hi, Ann. So it does look like it's going to get a little bit more active later tonight after 3 a.m. So increasing clouds, and temperatures will either stay where they're at or go down just a little bit more. But then here comes that warm front, and look what's popping up. Some showers, rain, some thunder in here. Not expecting severe weather. This is 5 a.m. Here's 7 a.m. and then right through the Mississippi River and on into the on the Illinois side, east of the Mississippi, as we get through 10 a.m. and that should be it. Then it's a warm breeze throughout the day. But weather headlines include that early morning rain and thunder possible just about for anyone, but right along the Mississippi and, of course, north of Interstate 70, the better chance of seeing that between 3 a.m. and 9 a.m. Warm and breezy the next 2 days, in fact, well into the 80s, and it does look like, again, overnight lows tonight in the 50s around St. Louis, but that better chance of rain early morning tomorrow, and then it's a dry day. Much more on the forecast coming up.
Tonight, St. Louis police are investigating a deadly shooting in the Dutchtown neighborhood. Officers were called to the area of Osage and Louisiana just before 7 tonight. That's at the northwest corner of Marquette Park. A man was found shot in the head in an alley. No word on what led to the shooting or any arrests. Tonight, explosive new allegations of mismanagement and sexual abuse at the Juvenile Detention Center in St. Louis County.
Now, a county councilman is sounding the alarm. Brent Solomon is live to explain local leaders are now calling on state intervention. Brent.
Mike, these are just allegations, but leaders here in the county say if we're going to get to the bottom of this, someone has to look into it, and who better than the state of Missouri?
I'm hoping the Attorney General will accept my request.
Councilman Ernie Tracus speaking candidly before the St. Louis County Council Tuesday night, a day after he penned this letter to Attorney General Andrew Bailey. Quote, as you may know, the St. Louis County Council has recently received allegations of severe abuse of minor residents of the center. It has been alleged residents are restricted to their individual rooms for extensive periods of time without access to restrooms, showers, and contact with others. Local advocates say that's not all.
Injuries. I want to shift the pivot now from the juveniles to the workers themselves.
Reverend Phil Duval is in touch with jail workers, detainees, and their families.
More than one CO was hurt very badly in the Justice Center. That was unacceptable. I'm here to tell you that they've been getting hurt in the Justice Center, and nobody is saying anything about these injuries.
He says one of the correctional officers is a veteran
who has not sustained injuries from war, but sustained injuries from being inside the detention center. And if that's what happens to an employee, Heaven help what happens to those children.
Councilman Tracus says he's learning that some of the teen detainees are using the restrooms in their jail cells, and allegations some staffers are sexually abusing youth in their custody.
If the things that we've heard are only partially true, it's still unacceptable.
Also tonight, council members were set to vote on whether it should be illegal for children 16 years and younger to purchase or carry guns in public. But the council member who proposed that idea couldn't be here tonight, so it will come up later. That's the very latest from the county. We'll send it back to you, Mike.
Chaos tonight at the St. Louis Public School Board meeting. Shouting broke out after the board ended the public comment portion of the meeting before all speakers got a chance to speak. Among them, members of Coalition of STL Kids who are demanding action after new federal data revealed many St. Louis students are struggling to read.
These are business meetings. Our job first and foremost is to get the business.
The board promised to take up more public comment after completing official business.